What's up, y'all? Goofy Rexy here, and hope everybody is doing well. And welcome, guys, to another updated video of the beginner series, a recap of week number 21. Now, I know some of y'all are probably asking me the question, what happened to last week's video, Goofy? Week 20. What happened to that video? Well, unfortunately, there wasn't really anything to update. We still progressed. We still made some small progression, but there's not really much to talk about here. So we decided to just push it to week 21. So today's video, we're going to be talking about things like where we are in terms of our prep to get to level 70, you know, where we are in planning for Dark Dimension, villains, heroes. We're also going to talk about what we're prepping for this week, which is the Phyla-Vell Event Campaign. We're going to talk about that as well. And then we're going to give you a quick update on what happened with the Magneto Legendary event. Where do we stand there, and what we're going to be doing with Magneto moving forward. But all right, let's dive into it. So level 68 is where we're at right now on the beginner account. Like I said, we're slowly kind of progressing right now to level 70. And honestly, I'm really appreciative of the slow grind, because if we got to level 70 right now, there's no way that we'll be ready to do the content and I'm trying to prepare for once I get to level 70. Right, so let's dive into the account here. So in terms of Dark Dimension, that's one of the things that I'm going to be trying to enter into immediately as I get into level 70. Would like to be able to push through that content. These are the 5 characters that I'm going to be bringing in. We solidified, we narrowed it down. These are going to be our 5 characters: Kestrel, Minerva, Ghost, Silver Surfer, and Mr. Sinister. Now, I'll be very honest with you. Silver Surfer, I'm a little worried about his stars. He's only at 2 and 2. But one of the things that has kind of changed my mind about him is that we also do have ISOs in the game, right? When I did Dark Dimension 2, there were no ISOs. So ISOs have changed the game and changed what you can do in some of these campaigns and some of these, you know, game modes significantly. So I do think that a 2-star Silver Surfer will still be fine to get me through that content. The rest of these characters should, for the most part, make this a cakewalk. Now, we do need to still get some additional gear. All of the superior uniques, though, so they're main hero uniques, I usually call them. So for Kestrel, Shield Tech, Minerva, Gamma Radiation; for Ghost, the Quantum Energy; for Silver Surfer, Astral Energy; and then for Mr. Sinister, the Ballistic Weave. We got all those already. We have 12 pieces each of 4. Well, we have a little bit more than the 12, but we have the 12 pieces needed to be able to get these characters up to gear tier 13. So once we get to level 70, once we get closer to level 70, I'm going to be pushing these guys up slowly, so that once we get to level 7, we can just dive into that Dark Dimension 2 campaign. But to get the other gear, so there's a bunch of other pieces. As you can see right now, if I click on Minerva, it will show me that I'm missing things like Laser Torch, right? So in order to be able to get those, I did save a lot of my orange gear raid orbs, so I'm going to be popping these this week. I would do it on the video, but this is going to take forever, and I don't have the time for that. You don't have the time for that. You don't want to watch me open up orbs. So I'm going to open up these orbs, orange gear raid orbs, this week, and I'm going to open up these orange elite orbs to see what additional gear I can get from it, and then I will sort of work my way through and figure out where the deficit is, what extra pieces I will need to get these characters going. Main things to pay attention to is that I do have 2 tech characters in Minerva, Ghost, and also Kestrel does take some tech gear, so there might be some competing pieces that I will need. For Silver Surfer, I'm pretty sure I'm solid there, and I'm also pretty sure that I'm good with Mr. Sinister as well. But moving on, switching from Dark Dimension, let's talk about Hero 7. I also narrowed that down a little bit too. I'm not fully happy with the team that I'm going to be using. A lot of this is because I'm playing free to play. The options are very slim, so I kind of just got to go with what my roster can provide right now. Unless I get like a massive drop of a character, there's really not much that I can do. So these are the 5 characters that I'm going to be going with, and some of this really has to do with the fact that the stars are just, that's what the stars are, right? So Miles, not ideal. I do love Miles. I think his kit is very solid and probably not people. I think he has a very good kit and does a lot of things. Slow, disrupts. I find him to be very valuable. And also with Miles, Squirrel Girl, and Miss Marvel, there's some pretty good synergy there. So I'm confident with using these 3. I'm a little nervous about some of the content, but being I'm just trying to beat Hero 7-1, I'm not trying to 3-star 7-1. I just want to be able to beat Hero 7-1 so I can move on to Villains Chapter 7, right? That's really what I want to do here. I think this team will be fine. Ghost Rider has a Hero Brawler synergy with Miss Marvel. Miles also has a synergy with Miss Marvel because of being a young Avenger. Squirrel Girl as well. And I'm looking at Night Nurse right now. Night Nurse, I'm currently farming her. She's a part of my daily farm. So Night Nurse, Miss Marvel are part of my daily farms. Miss Marvel to get, you know, her to eventually have her used to unlock Ebony Maw, and Night Nurse just because I know that she does have some late game viability and also for the Hero City nodes. So therefore I want to be able to kind of get through some stuff there. And a lot of these characters too can be used for block party. You can use them for the gold challenges. You know, that's just kind of my thought with why I'm investing into these characters. Miles, not ideal, but can be helpful to get through those nodes. In terms of investment, level 65 gear tier 10 potentially, well, let's not play around here. Level 65 gear tier 11 is probably where I'm going to bring these characters up to, and then I'll make an assessment whether or not I need to go a little bit further from that. But it's a late game campaign. The jump is very big from Hero Chapter 6 to Hero 7, so I really don't want to take any sort of a risk here. I really kind of want to go in trying to get that content then so I can move on to Villain 7. There is a world where I considered Spider-Man Miles, but unfortunately, I'm not really getting a lot of favorable pulls from the milestone orbs, so I can't really do anything there. I also considered White Tiger, but I don't, on my main account, she just tends to be very squishy. Those 2 stars, only 2 stars on her. She's not farmable. There's no way for me to get extra stars on her. I just don't think that she's going to be viable enough for me to use her there. So I'm just going with these 5, and we're going to see what happens. And if we need to make some alternative plans, then we'll make some alternative plans. For City, you guys already know this already. We've talked about it already. Electro, Swarm, Mysterio, Rhino, and Zemo. That's going to be the hybrid team that I'm going to use. And I'm pretty confident that getting through 7-3 is getting from 7-1, 7-2, 7-3 in the Villains campaign, that those 5 characters are going to be able to get me through it. And then for the 7-4, 7-5, and 7-6 Mystic villain characters, I think I talked about this the last time. I don't really want to keep on repeating the same thing here, but I'll show it to you again really quickly just in case you are new to the channel. Mordo, Loki, Hela, Juggernaut, and we're probably going to have to invest into Ronin because of the lack of stars on Hela. If I had her at least at 4 stars, I honestly would just use these 4 characters, Mordo, Loki, Hela, and Juggernaut. But because of the low stars on Hela, I most likely will try to see if I can bring up Ronin as well, just to be an additional body to use, you know, in those campaigns. Nexus 8 and Doom are going to be a little bit more tricky. I'm not going to cover that in this video. We'll talk about that a little bit later as the account continues to grow. Now, in regards to the Phyla-Vell Event Campaign, this is what I'm thinking about here. So I'm going to be trying to do the hard version of this campaign. And the characters that I'm going to be using for this are also going to be Kestrel, going to be Hela, CM, Mordo, and I'm going to be using Yo-Yo. I've actually put some investment into Yo-Yo this week to try to get her to level 60 gear tier 10 so that I can do some of this campaign stuff here. I don't know if this is going to be enough. I think Kestrel may be able to carry. CM should also be able to do some damage here. I think the reason why I decided to go with Yo-Yo is just to give myself a little bit of sustain. Maybe her offense downs can stick and I'll be able to get some good solid work out of her. And the other options there, Elsa, America Chavez, Crystal, Negasonic, I just don't. Shatterstar is a consideration, but with his low stars as well, I just don't know if that's going to work. I think Yo-Yo can provide me a little bit more value at 2 stars, and a Shatterstar at 2 stars will be able to. Unless Shatterstar is with Longshot, I'm not probably going to consider it, right? So that's kind of where I'm at right now with the Phyla-Vell Event Campaign. Do keep in mind that for the hard version, you need 5 characters with the Quantum Guard trait. For the medium, you need 3 with Quantum Guard. And then for easy, you don't need any characters that have the Quantum Guard trait. So you don't have to sort of force yourself to do that content. If you're a newer player and you just don't have the characters available, then stick with the easy mode. If you do have the characters available, then you can do you can attempt the medium mode, and keep in mind that you only need 3 of these characters in order to be able to do it. Also, if you're new to doing event campaigns, once you complete all of the hard nodes, that also unlocks and completes all of the medium nodes as well. So let's keep that in mind as you push to do this content here. I'm trying to think of what else. Campaign Mischief is run in parallel to the Phyla-Vell Event Campaign Vote for Loki. There's some really cool stuff that you can get from here. Some of it is late game material that you might not need at this level, but trust me, as you push to late game content, a lot of that stuff is going to be extremely relevant. So you're going to want to make sure that you're using your campaign energy from Vote for Loki as much as you can to climb up the milestones here in Campaign Mischief. But other than that, the other thing to talk about here, we did also unlock Magneto this week. So he was a legendary that we were farming for a while. So we unlocked Magneto, which I'm definitely very happy about. I think Magneto is going to serve as probably a war tune for me. I can also use them as a plug and play character in my arena shard. Not really crazy usage right now out of some of the other legendaries. Shuri, not really. IW actually does get a lot of play on my roster right now. I use her a lot in my arena shard. She's actually very key. I probably primarily use her for this ability here to be able to clear 2 negative effects from the 3 most injured allies. This is really what I use her a lot for, because there are times where my Zemo gets defense down. I want to take that off of him. You know, there's some disrupts that are landed, things like ability block, because I'm facing a lot of Silver Surfers. So Invisible Woman is actually shown to be extremely valuable for me. And also, since placing her on my arena defense, I realized that I've been holding a little bit more in my arena shard. And I think right now, where am I in arena? Yeah, I'm at 121 right now in my arena. I'm doing pretty well with this team offensively, and also a little bit of a modification on defense. Yeah, actually, they're the same team on defense as well, so they're doing pretty well there. But was able to unlock Magneto. Also got a Mega Orb as well for from the Magneto event, which I'll open up now. Let's see what we get from this Mega Orb here. We had some good pulls the last time we did one in the video, so let's see if we get the same sort of good pulls right now. A good pull right now, I should say. And I don't like looking, and go. Oh. It's Ironheart. We don't need Ironheart at all. We get shards for her. She gets to level 3. We can probably listen, she might be helpful for some of the Doom campaign later. Once we get to chapter 3, you can use some hero tech characters. God, maybe we did some use. I would have preferred some other character here, right? But I did get 2 shards for Ghost Rider. That helps you to get him to 4 stars. And we got some more shards here for Red Guardian. So listen, appreciate you guys watching the video. Always leave it in the comments if you have any questions about anything. We'd love to hear from you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you are new to the channel. Share the video as well with your friends or alliances, whatever it is. Also check my links down below. There's a link to my Discord. Join my Discord there. You can also follow me on Twitter or follow me on Facebook. There's also some promo links down below as well. Amazon coins is another way for you to get some in-game discounts on purchases there through Amazon coins. So check out my link down below. And also, I just started a Patreon not too long ago. Another way to support my content here. So take a look at that as well. Appreciate you guys so much. Y'all be blessed and y'all be safe.